Orzhov Sacrifice versus the Virtuous Horizon. Yes. Actually, the Zealot doesn't trigger that thing. I just realized. No swamp. Alright, so here. Question is, do I want to, when I play the Sephiroth, do I want to sacrifice one of these Umbrals? I think I might do. Alright, the opponent is that deck. I know what they are. That's actually really good going forward. So let's attack first. And play a Zephyr. Draw a card. It's not a deal, but okay. Oh, next. Okay, they're going. Oh, the Sephiroth really holding down the fort here. Unfortunately, I can't really attack with it. I can actually attack with it. But it's not really gonna do much. So let's just go for this guy here. And play the starting town tap. So not really doing much here. But they're not doing much at the moment either, except that they now have this. Okay. Alright. Whenever a creature you control dies, then I have to exile it. Oh my god, that's so terrible. How am I gonna deal with that? The problem is I have to attack to trigger this, which is not what I want to do. So for now, unfortunately, this is a stalemate. Like attacking, they're gonna... Whenever a creature you control dies, yeah. So I can't let their creatures die, which means I can't attack. I'll just exile that one, which they were going to target anyway, so that's good. Didn't really lose much there. Alright, that's kind of what I was looking for. Small things. And this is amazing. Or when it's put into exile while its power is 4 or greater. Whenever a creature you control is dies. Okay, this is perfect. This is my course here. Let's go. Get rid of that. Okay. Wow. That looked pretty problematic at first. Now, I would have attacked here now. They could have blocked, whatever, but if they didn't, they would be at 2. So really, the Sir Vondam really shining here. Playing it, not even attacking, so still under Summoning Sickness. Just using it to get rid of that really problematic Sothera, the Super Void. Alright, nice. Orzhov sacrifice. Victory. Let's keep going. Orzhov sacrifice. Versus Epic. Okay, we have lands. Let's go. The nesting bot would start to trigger start your engines. However, I prefer the Surveil here. Yannabarals. Which one are we going for? Let's go for this one. A land is fine. Opponent elves, green. This could be the landfall deck. Yeah, it is. It is the landfall deck. So let's do a little bit more setting up. Surveil first. Another Vengeful Bloodwitch is fine by me. It's going to be a lot of triggers. Both of these have menace, so let's get in there first. And then next turn with Sephiroth. I don't have a sacrifice outlet. However, every Sephiroth is going to be a lot of life gain. It's going to give this a counter. So... And then once this has 2 counters and you block with it and it dies during the blocking process, you still... Oh, what's that? A land or lander. Oh, okay, I see what this is. Well, bad news that they... Okay, this is what... Whenever I play the landfall deck, it happens to me like this. Like, I either have the lands or I don't have the... But I don't have anything that can... That has landfall, so... Okay, here we go. Let's go for Zep. Let's attack first. Or should I go for the another Bloodwitch and really set it up? Yeah, let's do that. Let's really set it up here. Alright, we get the Surveil. Okay, opponent, I think they just lost to their own draw. I mean, it's not like I didn't have things to do and options. But yeah, they didn't really amount to do anything. So, all right, another victory. Let's keep sacrificing stuff. Orzhov sacrifice versus Dauntless Drafter Fondex. Yeah, this is okay. The miner first, because it's 2/2. Next. Let's go for both of these. To draw a card, and I'll still have a 1/1, which is good. But I'll still get the trigger, right? Yeah. Okay, drew into another Sephiroth there, perfect. They are... Oh, a Preacher, huh? A Preacher is quite annoying. Oh, no. Okay, okay. Soon I can... Okay, now these fly at least, so I can fly over. I can double block the Preacher, which is... I don't know. Semi-suboptimal. But if they attack... Yeah, okay, they shoot the Sheriff. Right. Now things are looking a little grim. Alright, let's play the Nesting Bot. And the Bloodwitch. Oh my god, they're Demir mid-range, so okay. Well, this Raise the Past is gonna be nice. Which I don't have yet. Alright, so, okay. Still not there yet, but we're getting there. I'm not sure why they're saying good game. I think they, because I drew another Sephiroth. But, like, okay, yeah, I mean, you have another Shoot the Sheriff, so... Alright, now I'm gonna Raise the Past. For sure. Now I'm gonna block the feature here now with everything, because I don't want that to stick around any longer. So 1, 2. Now they could just blow me out here, but that's fine. I have another Raise the Past. And they used a lot of their spot removal already as well. Another Preacher. Let's play this and this. Oh, this is lethal, right? Yeah, everything I sack is gonna deal 2 damage. I can sack 3 insects, which is already 6. What life total was the opponent at? 11. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they were already dead. So, wow. Yeah, Raise the Past really won this game. Because they spent multiple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spot removals, which one Raise the Past basically negated completely. So, yep, there you go. That's what makes this deck strong. The Braze, the Vengeful Bloodwitch, yeah, it has some synergy, Doesn't have a lot of interaction with the opponent's cards, though. So, there's not much in that regard. But that's the price if you play Raise the Past. You need to fill your deck with small critters. Alright, but let's keep going. Orzhov Sacrifice versus Osakana. Okay, we have decent lands and things to do early on. Let's go. It is red. Percussionist, what does that mean? Oh, the Sir Vondam and Voice of Victory is gonna be superb. However, okay. Yeah, okay, it's that deck. So that deck can really... Do I want to... No. Never want to do it. Kill that thing. So next turn, attack with Voice and play Sir Vondam, attack with Voice. That's my plan. Let's see if it works. It doesn't. Okay. Okay, top cookie as well. So they're exiling my voice as well. The good news is I have another one. Okay. Okay, okay. Top cookie. Wait, what? Oh, swamp. Okay. I was gonna play them. Yeah, I just assumed, but there's no swamp. Yeah, it has to be swamp or mountain. That's why it's tapped. This could be a tough game. This is gonna be a tough game. I can tell you. I can already tell you. But let's see. Sir Vondam might change things a little bit. Okay, 2 damage. This is brutal. This is brutal. Wow. Yeah. Alright, so Raise the Past is gonna have to do some work soon as well. Okay, but now I have good options to chump block with the bot. Alright, fill the graveyard. Oh, it's not filled yet. It's pretty empty, but okay, let's see. Oh my god. Oh, okay, they have to keep sacking, but they're gonna make 3/3s like forever, which is the problem here. What are they gonna deal 2 damage to that? Okay. Well, let's activate this in response. Don't want the land. I'll put that in the graveyard for Raise the Past. Perfect. And I have, this is now a 5/5, so that at least that can stall. It has Vigilance. So I could attack, but no, they're gonna double block. So let's keep stalling a little bit, filling up the board more with little creatures that can chump block. Not attack, pass the turn. So when Vondam dies, though, I can exile the Legion Excluder. Maybe I should do that at some point. So those 3/3s are gonna be a problem. It's too many of them. But they're not attacking, so I'm gonna attack with Sir Vondam, I think. But then they're gonna just block with 2, they will die, but I'll get Sir Vondam back soon. And also, no, they can make a 4/4 out of this, and then, nah, that's not good. Yeah, they can turn anything into a 4/4. Why are they doing this end of turn? They just want to show it? Okay, sure. And this creature dies, each creature creates a land or token, alright. So I need to really find some, like a Sephiroth or something like that too, because just to Raise the Past in itself is not gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna do this. Alright, so Sir Vondam is gonna get huge here. I'm throwing my things at them because I have Raised the Past. Now, if I wish I had some, all I need here is something that drains whenever something dies. Unfortunately, I don't have that. If I had that, you know, things would look a little bit better. So nothing coming through. Oh, and I'm gaining life. Now the opponent. Now this, I think, what this game is coming down to is one of us doing a like OTK. Now the opponent is currently at the advantage with the Legion Extruder. And I'm wondering when should I raise the pass, because right now I'm just getting back a couple of small things. 13. They have 4, 3. 15. So they can block everything. They can block Sir Vondam with everything. But then, okay. But then, can they kill me? Oh, I'm gonna do it. So when Sir Vondam dies, I can take something with me. A lot of things with me. Alright. Perfect. So Vondam's gonna die. Oh, wait. No. I will destroy the Legion Extruder. Unfortunately, I can't pay 1. But okay, next turn raise the past, so... Alright, that cleared the board, but I have raised the past, so come on. Come on, raise the past. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna chump block the biggest thing. And here we go. Sir Vondam is back. Sir Vondam is back. Now I still don't have anything that will drain the opponent when something dies. So that's what I need. Well, that's enough already. Raise the past. Raising it up. Wow. That was an interesting game. And that was not easy. So I had to be very patient and stall. But I think that attack with Vondam was... Yeah, I mean, in the end, it worked out well. I'm still not sure if that was the right choice because... I don't know. It worked out well in the end. I'm happy about the victory. Unfortunately, he's just missing not the... What is it called? The blood... The vampire that drains, or a Sephiroth, really. That was really the only missing link. But Sir Vondam really doing an amazing job here. Stalling, becoming a huge creature, and then taking out the most problematic thing on the opponent's side. All right, nice. Let's keep raising the past. Orzhov, Sacrifice versus Standard Bearer Pente 21. Okay, this works. Snarling Gorehound first. They're aggressive. Alright, taking out that E early, sure. Right, let's play a Voice of Victory. Yeah. And then next stay Sage and Zealot, and then Sephiroth, and then raise the past. That's my order here. Now the opponent is gonna try. Yeah, they're okay. They're going fast. Like 2-2-2-2. That adds up quickly. So, all right. Last moment to play that. I can also trade the Zealot for the Cecil, and which I'm gonna do that actually. Because I do want to get rid of that before that does too much crazy stuff. Alright, double. Sure. Always want to go for the Sage because the nesting bot can become a 2-1 at some point. Alright, they're gonna this, and I'm gonna raise the past. Okay. Let's see how they attack. Probably not gonna attack with any Confidant. I can double block the zombie, which will not give them the corpses back into their hand. So let's do that. Alright, a lot of drain going on here. Opponent's already at 7. I have to raise the past here. Oh, that... Damn it, that flipped. A Bloodwitch, yeah. Wait, can we win immediately? Sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attack first. Yeah, that's it. No, that's not gonna work. Because of the Cecil. Oh, wait, I need to count. So, sacrifice 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage, 6 damage. Whenever another creature dies. Okay, so unfortunately, that's gonna work. However, the very good news is I can block Cecil and sack in response so they don't get the lifelink. Yeah, raise the past. Again, I think raise the past is really what makes this deck really tick. They don't have a good attack. The only thing that could help them is some kind of spot removal. But I have another raise the past. So I'll just sack everything in response. Alright, end of turn, let's do some surveilling. The Bloodwitch. Let's just put it in the graveyard now. I have raised the past. Just put everything in the graveyard. With Raise the Past coming up. Sephiroth can just... Okay, no, they can't fly over the quality, so... So I calculated correctly. I'm gonna get the opponent down to exactly 1, so that's why last turn I wasn't able to win immediately, but here comes Raise the Past. Alright, raising the past once more. So, yeah, Raise the Past, definitely the MVP here, but also Sephiroth, but also the Vengeful Bloodwitch, but also the Zealot, but also the everything. It's very synergetic, very synergetic deck. That just does its thing, floods the board, stalls, and drains. So the way to win here is not really attacking, it's draining for so much all the time. But all right, let's talk more about that in the recap. Going 5-0 today with Orzhov Sacrifice. All right, so to the recap. Orzhov Sacrifice. What do we have? I categorized this already a little bit, so let's look at the 1-drops, which basically, when they die, create a 1/1. This one creates a flyer. This one creates a just a normal 1/1. This one has the advantage that when you have max speed, it's a 2/1. So that's sometimes that can be relevant, but mainly these are your fodder for sacrifice. Then you have the Gorehound. The Forsaken Miner is a one-off because that whenever you commit a crime, which happens when the Bloodwitch triggers and also the Sephiroth triggers. So they target and then you can always get back the Miner, which can also be relevant. The Gorehound is one of the utility creatures, so whenever a creature enters, you will with 2 or less power, 2 or less enters, you will surveil. So the sages, the bots, the Bloodwitch, the Bartolomé, like a lot of creatures will trigger this. And also when these die and leave the token enters, it will also trigger this. So that's your utility. And then you have your sacrifice outlets. So that's the Umbral Collar or the Bartolomé. So with these you can proactively sacrifice creatures. That's very relevant because sometimes you have a big board and you have a Bloodwitch or a Sephiroth, and by sacrificing you will drain. And so it's always important to have these around as well to proactively sacrifice. The Voice of Victory is here for a little bit of protection against maybe controlling decks, so they can't cast spells during your turn. So in your turn you can do whatever you need to. But more importantly, the Mobilize is also very helpful because the creatures, when it attacks. Now, unfortunately, the Voice of Victory, it's not always easy to attack with it if the opponents have blockers. So this doesn't work all the time, but the Mobilize trigger, the creatures die at end of turn and you get additional drains, or you can sacrifice them proactively before they die to Bartolomé or the Umbral Collar. The Vondam is a kind of separate kind of beast. It's legendary, but still you want 4 of these because this is your only way of interacting with other non-land permanents, while still being a creature which falls under the Raise the Past category. So when this has 2 or more counters, so whenever something dies, a creature dies, or is it put in exile, which can be relevant, this thing gets a counter, you gain a life, and if Sir Vondam herself dies, or himself dies, then and it has 2 or more counters, then you can exile a target non-land permanent, which is very relevant, very helpful. Sometimes you need to get rid of problematic permanents, so this is your only real way to do so. And then you have the drainers, I call them here, the Vengeful Bloodwitch and the Sephiroth. The Bloodwitch has the benefit of being able, you can get it back with Raise the Past. Sephiroth you cannot, but Sephiroth is its own beast because whenever it attacks or enters you can draw a card, which is always nice. So you can turn one of these here into a new card and leave the token behind, so you're basically kind of up a card. And once it flips, you have just the emblem, and it's also a 5/5 flyer. So, and then you can really sacrifice a lot of creatures and draw a lot of cards. So these are your drainers, basically. And overall, this package is very efficient, very low curve. The only expensive, Sephiroth is kind of expensive here, and Raise the Past is the kind of top end. But Raise the Past is absolutely the MVP here because you have a lot of Surveil. So whenever you Surveil, you probably want to put the creatures into the graveyards, unless you draw into like a Sephiroth or you need exactly like Sir Vondam or a Bloodwitch. But all the small stuff, or if you have things duplicate, just throw them in the graveyard, because sooner or later you'll want to find Raise the Past, and then really just everything that the opponent already dealt with just comes back in one big fell swoop. And once you have enough creatures, a mixture of a Sacrifice Outlet, a lot of creatures, and a Bloodwitch or Sephiroth is enough to just immediately, instant speed, drain the opponent to death. So yeah, that's kind of how the deck works. And then you have some Surveil lands, Starting Town, and also this Encampment, which also, whenever you attack, creates 2/1/1s. So it's basically similar to the Mobilize. It's basically a Mobilize 2. So you also create attackers, which then die, and when they die, you get a lot of all these good triggers. Also, when they enter, you get the Surveil trigger. So yeah, a lot of triggers, a lot of interaction, and the big old Raise the Past. So the only thing that's problematic probably could be graveyard hate decks, but not too many decks run that at the moment. So let's see. And let's take a look at Strixhaven University. Learning about the past means talking to those who were there. And on that note, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.